That was a grinder. Obviously we didn't get off to a very good start. They jumped us early. Were killing us on the backboards, and we were struggling to just pass and catch the ball. Their pressure really got to us. We certainly talked about all that stuff leading up to the game. It was a quick turnaround after a hard-fought game the night before, so we couldn't do a whole heck of a lot, which is par for the course Thursday, Saturday. But they just really came out and got after us, and we struggled. And then I thought Terrell's three at halftime was a big, big shot. Gave us a little bit of momentum going into halftime, and then we came out and obviously played better. And like I told them, I said, this crowd will get behind you, but you got to give them something to cheer for. And I thought we made some many runs that crowd got back into the game, and then we made enough shots, enough free throws to figure out a way to win the game.
How good does it feel in the sense that clearly you didn't play your best basketball, but you're able to win those types of games where it is a grinded out mentality?
It's just a relief. I don't know if it feels great. It's a relief. In order to be in the conference championship race, especially this year, you got to take care of the home court. Every coach in the WAC's going to use that cliche, but it's true, because winning on the road is going to be really, really hard for all of us. And we had two tough games in this homestand, and we were able to figure out a way to win both of them, certainly in different styles. So it certainly will feel great, the rest of the night and tomorrow to be back, 2-1 and be in the mix. But it's not going to get any easier starting next week.
Was there any sense of, Thursday night was so emotional. Was there any carryover?
I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I felt like there, like there was a little bit of a hangover, if you will. That there wasn't quite the start of the game. The crowd obviously wasn't as big, wasn't as energized. We didn't give them any reason to change their mood by our play to start the game, but it certainly felt a little bit different. And we were cognizant of a staff, and we were really hopeful that we get off to a good start, and we didn't. But it definitely had a different feel to it.
You guys pushed a lot more in the second half. Was that just a halftime adjustment, or were you guys unable to kind of get that going?
Well, we couldn't get enough stops in the first half to really push the basketball, and our goal was to try to push it for 40 minutes and use our depth and get up and down the floor. And it's something we've been trying to do more since the Christmas break, is play a little more up tempo with our depth and try to get some easier baskets before the grind of the half court comes. But I thought, we played more zone tonight than we have all year long. We pressed a little bit more than we normally do, and I thought that worked for a while. Got us back in the game, and then they solved it eventually and made a couple threes, and we got out of it. But I really think that helped change the tempo of the game too.
It's a long conference season, obviously, but if they had gotten to 4-0 while you guys were 1-2, how hard would it have been to climb out of that hole?
It certainly would have been harder. We still got a long way to go. We're 3 games into 18 WAC games, and from the looks of it, every one of them is going to be really, really hard. And certainly, it wouldn't have been ideal. I don't think, we would have been out of the race. I got a lot of faith in my team and what we're about and who we are. But at the same time, I'm going to be glad that we're 2-1 heading into this tough road trip we got ahead of us.
Sean hit some three. Terrell had a good second half, but I thought when Sean hit those back-to-back threes, it kind of opened things up in the second half for your big guys.
Well, he was the MVP. Obviously AJ wasn't in the building tonight. He's got the flu, and we found out about 90 minutes before the game that he wasn't going to be in uniform. And as a coach, certainly that's not ideal to find that out. That close to tip, you don't have much time to adjust, etc. But the only solace I took in it was that I know Sean Buchanan, and it was hard. I know his character, and I knew he would step up. I knew he'd step up. He played 34 minutes, which has got to be a career high for him. He's always one of our best leaders, and I think the other guys felt comfortable with him out there too. Certainly, AJ's one of those guys that we can't, afford to not have on our floor with his dynamic ability to, defend and push the ball and attack. But when it's your point guard and you got faith in another one that's going to step in and fill in for that guy, that's a pretty comfortable feeling. It didn't look good early, but like you said, you know, he had to take the shots. I mean, they were giving him the shots, and he stepped up and he made them. And he works really hard at his game, and I couldn't be more happy for him to be able to do that, and especially since, you know, his mom's in town for the weekend, so she got to see him play a great game, and it'll be a great memory for them.
Any other questions for Coach?
You had mentioned on Thursday how it's so much better being able to have these teaching moments coming off a win, and now you're coming off back-to-back wins against two of the top teams in the WAC, including yourselves. How nice is that now? You kind of get a little bit of a break to Thursday, get some guys healthy as far as the flu and as the way that goes.
We're worried about the flu. You know, we're worried about the flu. You know, when it's real like that, it tends to run through teams. So we're going to take some precautionary measures and try to make sure that doesn't happen. But, you know, we need a deep breath. You know, we need a day off tomorrow. We haven't even watched film. I broke it down, but we haven't showed the film of Grand Canyon yet. I just feel like you got to move on from that and get to the next game plan. So we'll have a lot of video, you know, to dissect. We don't start school till Wednesday, so we got time to sit down with our team and try to help them, you know, see what we see and point out their mistakes like everyone does in America. But we need it. You know, we got 80 minutes of basketball that we can break down and show them. And like you said, you know, being able to learn and win is a lot more fun than the other scenario, and we're going to be able to do that this week. But I don't want to think about it too much. But you know, we're going to be going to these places that since our tenure we haven't won there. And these two teams are really good teams, and they're going to be 1-5 combined. You know, neither one of them would expect that. So they're going to be fighting for their lives at home. And I mean, these games are going to be intense, just like they were at home. And hopefully by Thursday we'll be ready to go.